Hello students, Bindu Chaudhary this side with your social science class, and today we are covering chapter first of our first unit, the Indian Constitution and Secularism. And in this, the Indian Constitution, we are covering our part second, as we had discussed about the Nepal situations, and afterwards what happened in that one, what about the new formation of democracy in Nepal. And today in this one we are discussing about the Indian Constitution key features. So ready with me? The beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. As we already know that Indian national movement had urged so many concepts, so many struggles like with the peoples for the independence of the India. And what happened, students? During the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of time to imagining and planning what a free India would be like. Yes, they had a dream because they were struggling so much for the free India. That's why they had a dream that what a free India would be like. So, under the British, they had been forced to obey rules that they had a very little role in the making. So, British had their own rules and regulations, but they adopted their own rules and regulations on the peoples of India. So all the people thought that this one is not right. We had our own rules, we had our own regulations for the free India people. So the long experience of authoritarian rule under the colonial state convinced Indians that free India should be a democracy. And in this democracy, which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. So, what's the clear position in your mind, students, about this concept? Totally, that the people thought that if we are to be free, then only on that time what happened, we should be treated equally and to be allowed to participate in government. It means they had this much of concept. So they need some rules, some regulations, and they need their own laws, etc. And what about all these things? Who had made all these concepts and rules and regulations, or we will say the constitution? So the country was made up of several different communities. Yes, we already know that India is the sovereign country in which every religious people, every community is here. So several different communities who spoke different languages, belonged to different religions, and had distinct cultures. It means all in one in our India. All languages are there, and with the languages, all communities with all their distinct cultures and religions. It means a wide concept of the democracy is here. So, as when the constitution was being written, India was going through considerable turmoil because many things were happening on that time. We were in the major crisis period of that time. What happened in that time? First one, partition was there. See, the partition of the country into India and Pakistan was imminent. And main other thing, what happened, students? Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future and the socio-economic condition. The third point is this one. Students, see here, we had suffered about the partition point to Pakistan and India. Second, the princely states had already undecided that from which way we will go, with Pakistan, with India, or we will independent ourselves own as a princely state. And the third main point about the socio-economic condition of the vast mass of people appeared dismal. So all these conditions were going on that time. So much tension, so much problems were there. But what about the Indian Constitution? Yes, indeed, Constitution came from all these conditions. First of one, when we are discussing about the federalism. Federalism, Yes, federalism means this refers to the existence of the more than one level of government in the country. It means we had different tiers of the government in our country. In India, we have governments at the state level and at the central level. Only two students. We have three tier government system in our India. What the third one here? We will discuss. Panchayati Raj is the third tier of government, and you have and about all these things. You have read all these things in the class 6th books. So this concept of Panchayati Raj system is already clear to you in your mind concept. So this one is the third tier, and with these three stages of government, it means our Indian constitution. Yes, students, our Indian constitution divided rules and regulations for center level, for state level. Okay, who will maintain all these things? We looked at the functioning of the state government also. So each state in India enjoys autonomy in exercising powers. Yes, each state had their own powers, had their own rules on certain issues. Not all issues, not all subjects, only certain issues they had their own power. Subjects of national concern require that all these states follow the laws of the central government. बच्चों यहाँ पे एक चीज़ आपको कंसेप्ट बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए कि जब हम बात करते हैं कि शक्तियां जो हैं वो राज्य सरकार के पास में चली जाएंगी. हमारे इंडिया में अलग अलग राज्य सरकार है, उनकी अपनी शक्तियां हैं, लेकिन सबसे प्रमुख बात क्या हुई? सबसे प्रमुख बात है कि जहां पे राष्ट्रीय कंसर्न, नेशनल लेवल की बात आ जाती है, ओनली ऑन दैट कंडीशन स्टेट पावर्स आर नॉट इन यूज. ओनली एंड ओनली द लॉज ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट विल बी implemented on that subject. So the concept is totally clear to you in your minds. See, the constitution contains lists that details the issues that each tier of government can make laws on. Yes, we had different tiers and each had made some of their laws and regulations. In addition to the constitution also specifies where each tier of government can get the money from the work that it has. Yes, अगर हम बात करते हैं कि अगर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट अपना काम करती है तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को जो भी इनकम है वो मिलेगी. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इज यूजिंग देयर पावर एंड फॉर द इनकम पर्पस कौन रेस्पॉन्सिबल होगा? वहाँ पे स्टेट लेवल को रेवेन्यू कहाँ से मिलेगा, इनकम कहाँ से मिलेगा? एवरीथिंग डिसाइडेड इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. एंड व्हाट द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग हेयर, कितना टाइम लगा था इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को बनने के लिए बच्चों? एवरीथिंग इज विद यू. इट्स अ क्वेश्चन for you. We will discuss in our next question answer part also about the topic of this one. कितना टाइम पीरियड लगा था भारतीय संविधान को बनने के लिए? बहुत ही आसान क्वेश्चन है. You will write in our comment box here. So we are discussing about the money matter of the each tier and from the work that it does. So everything is decided in the laws. Under federalism, the states are not merely agents of the federal government but draw their authority from the constitution as well. Concept is totally clear here that they had not merely agents of the government, but the main important thing, what is students? The main important thing comes here that the authority from the constitution is needed also. So the main important thing, every work may be from the central government, maybe from the state government. Every works run with the guidelines of the constitution. All persons in India are governed by laws and policies made by each of these levels of government. आपने देखा बच्चों, हमने बात की different levels की. First one central level, second stage, state level, and the third one, panchayat level. When we are discussing about these levels, then every concept is clear in our constitution कि कहाँ पे क्या laws होगा, क्या policies होगा, और इंडिया के किसी भी कॉर्नर में कोई भी people है, they all should follow these laws and policies made by each of these levels of government. So nothing is special, but everything is special here, because each law should be followed by every people. See the next point here, parliamentary form of government. What is this concept here, parliamentary form? Yes, India had parliamentary form of government. The different tiers of government that you just read, we had 3 tiers of government. So different tiers of government consist of representatives who are elected by the people. People, it means ourselves. Age 18 years of age is necessary to vote. So every person had a election power, every person had a voting power, and as per their voting power they choose their own representatives. See, these are the lines for voting system. आप देखिए हर 5 साल में जो चुनाव होते हैं बच्चों, उसके लिए कौन मतदाता बन सकता है? हर कोई तो है, लेकिन 18 इयर्स का जो एज लिमिट है, दिस इज नेसेसरी, मे बी फ्रॉम एनी कास्ट, मे बी फ्रॉम एनी रिलीजन, and maybe from any gender, doesn't matter, only 18 years of age is compulsory for voting system here. And the Constitution of India guarantees universal adult suffrage for all citizens. Yes, all citizens had a power of voting here when they were making the Constitution. See what happens when our ancestors, our forefathers were making the Constitution. Many amendments, many things they had discussed. See, the members of the Constituent Assembly felt that the freedom struggle had prepared the masses for universal adult suffrage, and that this would help encourage a democratic mindset and break the clutches of traditional caste, class and gender hierarchies. It means they also needed these types of amendment in our constitution, that whether any caste, from any class or from any gender, they had a equal right to mindset the democratic system and break the clutches for this one. This means that the people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. So the concept is totally clear कि हर 18 साल और उससे ऊपर के व्यक्ति को मत देने का अधिकार है और अपना जन प्रतिनिधि चुनने का भी अधिकार है. Also, every citizen of the country, irrespective of whether his or whether her social background, can also contest in elections. Not only the power of voting is here, but they had a power, one another important power. What? That they also contest in elections as a representative. So this parliamentary system is here and the concept is totally clear in your minds, students. We are taking our third power, power of separation. So, according to the Constitution, there are 3 organs of government. What are the 3 organs here? We are taking one by one in this way. These are the legislature. The first organ is here, legislature. The second one is executive. And the third one is judiciary, which we will read in our upcoming chapters. The legislature here refers to our elected representatives. It means here the legislature means the elected representatives. What about the another organ? The executive. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. So our next organ is here executive, who implement the laws and rules of the governments and during the better running of the government. The third comes judiciary system, judiciary organ, of which you will read more in our unit third of this book, refers to the system of courts in this country. So judiciary part we will discuss in our unit third. So these are our three organs of the government in order to prevent the misuse of power by anyone. Yes, misuse of power by any executive, by any legislature, by any people of India, by any one branch of government. The constitution clearly says all about this one, that each of these organs should exercise different powers. Yes, they had different powers with them to stop the misuse of the power. So through this one, each organ acts as a check on the other organs of government, and this ensures the balance of powers between all three because they are interdependent. Each one had a power to check other one or other organs here. Next topic we are including here, the main topic which we had already discussed in our class 6 one, class 7th also. So this is the important part of our constitution, fundamental rights. Yes, fundamental rights, every person had these fundamental rights. आपको एक इंसिडेंट बताते हैं, एक छोटा सा बच्चा होता है, वो अपनी मदर को घर पे जाके बोलता है, मम्मा आप हमें नहीं मार सकते हैं। तो मम्मा पूछती, बेटा क्यों नहीं मार सकते? बोले अगर आपने हमें मारा तो हम जाके पुलिस में आपकी कंप्लेंट कर देंगे। तो मम्मा ने कहा, इट्स ओके, यू नो अबाउट योर फंडामेंटल राइट्स, बट डू यू नो अबाउट योर फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज आल्सो? उस समय बच्चे को लगता, अरे मैं कहीं आधा ही पढ़ पाया हूँ, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को पूरा अभी तक नहीं पढ़ा है। सो हेयर इन दिस टॉपिक वी आर कवरिंग अबाउट द fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution, and this include the first right of equality. Right to equality is our first fundamental right. क्यों ये concept बना? Why this one is adopted? Equality in front of the constitution. Every people had a right of equality here. All persons are equal before the law. What is this concept means? This means that all persons shall be equally protected by the laws of the country, whether that may be rich, that may be poor, that may be male or female, or from any gender, or that may be from any caste. They had a right to equality in front of our constitution. It also states that no citizen can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, on the basis of their caste, on the basis of their sex. So every person has access to all public places, including playgrounds, hotels, shops, etc. So every person, that may be rich, poor, or of any caste or religion, they had freedom to include all the playgrounds, hotels, shops, etc. They are allowed in all these things. The state cannot discriminate against anyone in matters of employment also. So here is another main point of right to equality, that in front of the constitution every people is same here. And for this one, if they needed employment, then no discrimination of caste, religion or gender is there. Every person had a right to equality about the employment. So state cannot discriminate on this issue. But there are exceptions also. Every law had an exception. So here also right to equality had exceptions to this that you will read about later in this book. Yes, we will continue in our next parts of the videos with this topic. The practice of untouchability has also been abolished under right to equality. So, right to equality point is the first fundamental right of our Indian people. Next comes right to freedom. Right to freedom means the right to freedom of speech and expression. The right to form associations. The right to move freely and reside in any part of the country, and the right to practice any profession, occupation or business. So here are the main points about right to freedom. Right to freedom for what? Right to freedom for speech, right to freedom of expression of thoughts, right to freedom of the formation of different associations, and the right to move freely inside the India. Okay, and reside in any part of the country. All peoples had the right to freedom. They had right to practice their own profession, their own occupation or their own business in any part of the country. Next comes right against exploitation. The Constitution prohibits human trafficking, forced labor and employment of children under 14 years of age. So here the concept of right against exploitation is clear to all of you that हम क्या कहते हैं कि ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग नहीं होना चाहिए, किसी को आप बंधुआ मजदूर के रूप में नहीं रख सकते हैं, एंड अंडर 14 years of age अगर कोई चिल्ड्रन काम कर रहा है देन ये एक्सप्लॉयटेशन में आएगा. So this should be stopped. So this all these persons had a right to against exploitation in front of our constitution. Next comes right to freedom of religion. Here the concept is clear that we India adopted many religions because we peoples of India, different communities are here, different peoples had different their own religions and religious traditions and customs. So religious freedom is provided to all the citizens of India. Every person has the right to practice, to profess and propagate religion of their choice. They not be oppressed by any person to adopt this or that religion. Our next concept here, cultural and educational rights. In fundamental rights, this important right is here, and under this one the Constitution states that all minorities, religious or linguistic, can set their own educational institution in order to preserve and develop their own culture. As you know, we had Hindu colleges and madrasas and some Gurumukhi sansthans and some other sansthans also of different religion, different linguistic based colleges or universities. So in India we had totally freedom that we or anyone can set up their own educational institution to preserve their own culture and for their own culture's development. आपने भी देखा बच्चों, you had Sanskrit, many others had Punjabi, Urdu, Gurumukhi and Tamil, Telugu and other languages. So every person had the right of education, every person had the right of cultural adoption also. Next here is the right to constitutional remedies. Under this one, this allows citizens to move the code if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. So every person of the free India that they should move to the court if any of their fundamental rights have to be violated by the state. This concept is clear to all of you that fundamental rights are the rights for the people of India. See, this one is the picture of Jawaharlal Nehru, what he was doing. Let's read. The photos show various members of the Constituent Assembly signing a copy. What were they doing, students? They were signing a copy of the Constitution at its final session, and final session was held on 24th January 1950. The first photo, yes, this first photo shows Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru signing a copy of the Constituent Assembly, signing the Constitution copy. The second photo is of our President of the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was also signing the copy of the Constituent. And what about the other persons, students? Yes, see, the last photo. This one is the last photo, shows the following persons from right to left. Shri Jairam Das, Daulat Ram, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Rajkumari, Amrit Kaur, Health Minister Dr. Zone Mathai, Finance Minister Sardar Vallabh Bhai Patel, Deputy Prime Minister, and behind him Shri Jagjeevan Ram, Labor Minister of our Free India. So all these signed copy on 24th January 1950. Here is our first chapter, students, and hope you all read with me. So ready for our next part of question answer sessions. We will meet in our next part. Stay with us.